So this is the cytoplasm, cristae in the matrix. So this process starts with 6 carbon sugars, which are glucose or 6C6H12O6. And with this it is oxidized, which is then split apart into 2. And while this is happening, this enzyme right here uses 2-ADP to pyruvate these 2 carbons. And while this is happening, 4-ATP is also produced. And with that, with the oxidation, 2 electrons are released, which are then reduced to 2 NAD and 2H plus. And with this, they bond together to create 2 NADH. But then it is refined into 2 FNADH, 2 FADH, which goes through the cristae to the matrix. And while this is happening, this goes through from the cytoplasm to the matrix with oxygen, in which is a aerobic reaction. But and also, if it doesn't have oxygen on it, it's an anaerobic reaction. And with this, it produces lactic acid and ethanol. And with this, it starts the pyruvate oxidation, which the 2 carbon sugars with 3. And coenzyme A, it's right here. Coenzyme A is activated, which is then turned into acetyl. And while this is happening, this means that the 2 carbon sugars and coenzyme A are bonded together. And while this is happening, 2 electrons are released, which are then produced into 2 carbons and also 2 oxygens, which produces 2 carbon, 2 CO2s, but also 2 NADs and 2 hydrogens to create 2 NADH. And with this, pyruvate oxidation is done. It goes to the Krebs cycle, which the carbon sugars bonded with the coenzyme A. The bond is broken, and after this, coenzyme A goes back to the pyruvate oxidation cycle. And when this happens, chaos is happening. 4 carbons are produced, and 4 oxygen is produced. Bro! After that, they're bonded together to produce 4 carbon dioxide, produce 4 CO2s, and then in this part, 4 NAD is produced and 4 H is produced which are bonded together to produce 4 NADHs. And in this step, they use 2 ATP, which activates 2 FAD and 2 H plus, which produces 2 FADHs. Then after that, 2 NAD is produced, and 2H plus is reduced. They bond together to create 2 NADHs. Now, ETC. Now we're in the electron transport chain. This one, 5 enzymes are here. E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, and ATP synthase. So with this one, NADH is present. With this, it oxidizes, so Leo. It is oxidized into 1 NAD and 1 H, but also 2 electrons are released. And with this, these two electrons go through the chain towards the top of E5. While this happens, hydrogens are released. After that, through chemoosmosis, with chemoosmosis, it goes through the ATP synthase, which activates it to create 3 ADP and 3 phosphorus. And while this is happening, the 2 electrons go from the cytoplasm crystal and goes through the matrix to create 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, which are bonded together to create 1 hydrogen, 1 H2O. And with this 3 ADP and 3 PI, they bond together or phosphorylate to create 3 ATP.